So you're thinking about traveling between Phuket and Koh Samui, two of Thailand's most legendary islands, right? Getting from one to the other seems like it should be simple, but it's a journey that's full of choices. Do you want to trade your time for money or scenery for speed? Well, today we're going to break down every single option to help make that decision a whole lot easier for you. And yeah, this is the big question, isn't it? What's the best way to get from Phuket to Samui? The thing is, there's no single best answer. It really truly depends on you, on your budget, on your schedule, and hey, on what you actually want to get out of the journey itself. Is it all about saving some cash, or is it about saving precious time?
All right, let's just jump right in with a number that probably caught your eye. $8. And you might be thinking, can you really do it for that cheap? The answer is, yep, you absolutely can. This is rock bottom, the most budget-friendly starting point you're gonna find.
Okay, so how on earth is that even possible, right? Well, it's the classic overland route, you know? It's a combination of a bus journey that takes you across the mainland, and then you hop on a ferry over to the island. It's a real experience, for sure. But what you save in your wallet, you definitely spend in time. Okay, now let's flip the script completely. Let's go to the other extreme. 40 minutes, that is it. You can get from the Phuket area all the way to Koh Samui in less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite show. The difference is pretty mind-blowing, isn't it? And no surprise here, this is how you do it. A direct flight. You basically trade that long, scenic journey on the ground for pure, unadulterated speed. It gets you from one incredible island paradise to the next as fast as humanly possible, which means way more time to just, chill on the beach. So we've got our two extremes, right? Incredibly cheap and incredibly fast. But what about everything in between? Let's dive in and break down all the choices you've got so you can see exactly what you're working with. Okay, so here are your four main players in this game. The most popular by far is the classic bus and ferry combo. If you want a little more comfort or maybe a slightly faster trip, you can go for a van plus a ferry. Then of course there's that super fast direct flight we just talked about. And finally, for total convenience and privacy, you can even book a private taxi for the whole land part of the trip. All right, check this out. This table really lays it all out perfectly. See that first line, the standard bus and ferry? You're looking at about a 10-hour travel day, but for only like 18 bucks. Not bad. But then look at this. You pay a little more, maybe $33 for an express service like Lampraya, and bam, you shave almost 3 hours off your journey. Then you see the big leap. Bangkok Airways gets you there in under an hour, but it'll cost you somewhere between $75 and $100. And for that total control and comfort, the private taxi is a premium. But hey, you're on your own schedule. Okay, numbers and schedules are one thing, but what's it actually like to be on that bus or ferry for hours? To get the real story, we dug through more than 1,000 reviews from people who've done this exact trip. Let's see what they had to say. And wow, take a look at this. The results are pretty amazing. An average of 4.5 out of 5 stars from almost 1,500 people, that's huge. 64%, that's almost 2/3 of travelers, gave it a perfect 5-star rating. And look at the bottom. Basically, nobody had a 1-star nightmare experience. That should make you feel pretty good, no matter what you choose. So here's a perfect example of a good experience from a traveler named Yahan. He's talking about how smooth and well-organized it was, and how spacious the bus felt. And listen, when you're on a 10-hour trip, those little things, they're not little things. They're everything. They can make the difference between a long day and a good day. But, of course, it's not always perfect. You gotta see both sides, right? So here's a comment from Emily, and it shows the other side of that coin. A locked toilet, an unfriendly driver, yeah, that can happen. It's a really good reminder that, especially with the super budget options, your experience can kind of be a roll of the dice depending on who you get that day. Okay, I absolutely love this next one from Robert. I think it perfectly captures the mindset here. He says they were glad they went with the cheapest option, that it was perfect and relaxed. And this is so important. It shows that a lot of people who choose the long, cheap route are doing it on purpose. They see the journey as part of the whole adventure. So the big takeaway here is cheaper does not automatically mean worse. Okay, so we've looked at the hard data. We've heard from real travelers. Now it's time to put it all together and figure out which one of these is the right move for you. And really, when you boil it all down, it comes to this classic showdown, your budget versus your time. On one side, that bus trip isn't just a way to get from A to B, it's your window to the real Thai countryside, something you totally miss from 30,000 feet. But on the other hand, taking that flight literally buys you an extra day of vacation. So the real question is, what's that extra day worth to you?
So, to make this super easy, here's a simple little 3-step plan to help you decide. Number 1, define your budget. Seriously, what's the number you're comfortable spending? Number 2, value your time. Is that extra day in Samui worth, say, 80 or 90 bucks to you? And number 3, think about your comfort zone. Are you up for an adventure with a couple of transfers, or do you just want the easiest, most straightforward path possible? Be honest with yourself.
All right, let's bring this all home. I want to leave you with one last thing to think about as you start planning this awesome trip. Because in the end, this choice, it's not really just about dollars or hours on a clock. It's about your personal travel style, right? Are you the kind of person who wants the adventure, where the long journey is part of the story you'll tell later? Or are you all about efficiency, getting there as fast as possible to squeeze every last drop out of your time on the island? The cool thing is, there's no wrong answer. It just comes down to one question. What kind of traveler are you?